today's season preview, the SanJose Sharks. We will be breaking down which players are fantasy relevant, which ones are due for a breakout, which ones to stay away from, and more importantly, what impact will the second overall pick, Ivar Stenberg, have on this team, and which defenseman, if any, gets first dibs on PP1. But before all that, let me remind you to follow us on our social media platforms. We are at Partial Break Pod on Instagram, TikTok, and X. Like and subscribe and join in on the conversation. Let us know what you think SanJose Sharks are going to do this year. Thank you for joining us for our preview.
The Partial Breakaway Podcast with your hosts Nick and Junior and producer Vince, bringing you elite fantasy hockey information to help you win your fantasy leagues and win at life.
Episode 182 of the Partial Breakaway Fantasy Hockey Podcast. I'm co-host Junior, accompanied by co-host Nick and producer Vince. Today's episode is brought to you by Sportira at sportira.apparel on Instagram, ANC Photo Boots, A&D Photo Boots on Instagram, at Patisserie Italia on Instagram as well, Boulangerie Patisserie Italia. Thank you to them. Thank you to you. Are we ready for another preview, boys?
Well, this one's going to be a big one, and I think this is going to be a really interesting one as well.
Yeah.
All right, let's take it out. We're going to do some off-season changes that occurred to this team. So, there is no coaching change. Same coach is coming back, I'm assuming, because we didn't write a name here. Who's out? William Eklund is out. Philip Kudyshev is out. John Klingberg is out. Mario Ferraro is out. Vincent Desharnais is out. Shakir Makhmadulin is out.
4 out of their 6 starting defensemen.
Well, let's see how good their defense was last year and see why that change needed to happen. But before we get there, who's in? Mason Marchment is in. Daniel Nurse is in.
Again.
Michael Kesserling is in. And Jacob Trouba is in.
Darnell.
It's Darnell Nurse. Why do I keep saying Daniel? I did that for the Edmonton preview as well. Jeez. And I told you guys, if I keep hosting, this is going to happen. It's going to happen more and more often.
That's amazing.
Guys, okay, let's just talk very quickly here. I mean, Stenberg is coming in. Are we assuming he's replacing William Eklund right off the bat?
Likely. But I like someone else there. I think Chernyshov could take Eklund's spot there.
Interesting. Okay. Are you worried about Darnell Nurse and Jacob Trouba joining the Sharks?
No, because once you read the team recap, we're going to realize that this defense is much better than it was last year.
So, okay, I just don't want to fall into the trap of saying that, you know, Darnell Nurse was somebody that was an addition by subtraction for the Edmonton Oilers, but suddenly is a great player for the SanJose Sharks, right? Like, is Darnell Nurse somebody, and I'm just repeating his name multiple times on purpose, getting it right. Is Darnell Nurse somebody that we see him having a really important role on this team?
Yes. I feel Nurse is going to be a veteran presence in that young locker room, just like Trouba. And he's going to solidify this defensive pairing that is young.
Okay. All right. Well, I mean, why all these changes? Let's move into the team recap of 2025. Last year's team stats, they had a record of 39, 35, and 8, which looks like it's above 500. It actually is not. 24th in the NHL. Goals for, they were 17th with 249 goals for. That's not too shabby. Goals against, they were 30th with 290 goals against. They were 16th on the power play, 21.2%, and 26th on the penalty kill with 76.4%. I mean,
Now you know why they...
30th goals against, 26 penalty kill. you brought in some players here that could really help those two stats, right?
Oh, look at those 3 defensemen they brought in. They're not there for their offense, that's for sure. Right? Darnell Nurse, Trouba, Kesserling.
Well,
That's gonna
I could see
stable-
some offensive upside from Kesserling. He's done it before.
Yeah, but I mean, he's there as a stabilizing presence. He's not there to while he does that, he's going to maybe produce some offense because he's efficient and he's a good puck moving defenseman. But generally speaking, you're probably going to rely on, I don't even know, Dickinson and Cagnoni maybe, Orlov. This is going to be interesting to see which one will provide the offense. But I think the goals against should go down. I think Askarov was, let out to dry a little bit. So I expect their team stats to improve a decent amount. Their power play should probably be a little bit better.
Yeah, I mean, look, Ryan Lynn and Keaton Verhoff are 2 players that will be solidifying that defense in the future, but we don't believe that they're going to have a chance this year to actually make it to the team. They do have some veterans, obviously, that they brought in to surround Luca Cagnoni, who is a young player that they drafted a few years ago, and Sam Dickinson, who was one of the big draft picks that they had a few years ago as well. So who runs the power play out of all of this? That's going to be the question. Maybe they just go 5 forwards.
Yeah, that's a very good possibility.
Yeah, it's but the defensemen they brought were not for offense. They knew at least that their forwards were had enough offense that they needed to bring people that would be able to help them keep the puck out of their net. And like Trouba with last year, he had 149 block shots, 143 hits. They have 2 big hitters on that blue line now. They have Trouba and they have Orlov. So it also might bring some hesitation on forwards coming full speed into their zone right now.
Well, I would say Nurse is maybe not a big hitter, but he's big.
No, exactly. They
Right.
got. Let me see Nurse's. Right now, Nurse. So last year, Nurse 166 block shots, 137 hits.
So right with Trouba.
Yeah.
Right
so
there,
you see,
right?
so you see where they were really concentrated when they came.
They
to
want to be harder
defense.
to play
Yes,
against.
Exactly.
They want to be harder. to play
They added Marchman too, which is 119. No, sorry, that's shots on goal. My bad.
Well, Marchman too is actually a player that
84
does
hits.
about a hit a game, but
But
he
both-
A little
plays
bit more.
he plays that power forward role, right?
Yes,
He's
yeah.
6'5". The guy is 31 years old, and he does provide that power forward, big body, win pucks in the corners kind of thing.
And the important part with Chuba and Nurse, they all have a good first pass. So with this team, you just need that defenseman to give it to the right forward, and then they're off.
They also have Sherwood.
As a
Sherwood's
forward, yeah.
another guy that
Shoots a ton,
shoots a ton, and
hits a ton.
he hits a ton.
339 hits in 72 games between San Jose and Vancouver.
Like, this is not going to be a fun team to play against.
The year
No.
before, he had 462 hits.
It's going to be so fun to see how they mix up these lines, right? And not go just high talent line and just put sandpaper in each line, a grinder in each line, because they have those players there, right? So it'll be so interesting to see how these lineups
Well, the
develop
future
during
is
the
teal,
season.
my friends. The future is teal. Celebrini is the only person in our tier. Oh, we should break down the tiers first. Sorry about that. Tiers. So we have our fantasy star, which is point per game or better. We have reliable starters, anywhere between 70 to 80 points for a forward. Reliable starters, we only have one. Fantasy star, we only have one. Supporting cast, we have multiple guys that maybe this is a little bit of a projection, but they're there. We have 3 guys there. And then we have some streamers that might be important for this team. And players to avoid as well is our tier 5. So let's start with our fantasy star, which is point per game or better. We have Macklin freaking Celebrini, who seems to have come out of nowhere. As pundits were saying that he's a great two-way guy, and he ends up being better than Bedard.
Ooh, hot take.
I think
Not so hot.
I think it's
Not so
fact.
hot.
I think it's fact.
Not
at
so
this
hot.
point. Definitely healthier than Bedard.
Yeah, healthier for sure. But I mean, there's no discussion. Macklin Celebrini, he'll be, if you're doing drafts, he'll be drafted in the
First round.
top 5.
Yeah, I think he's in the top
yeah,
5,
top
7.
six.
Like
He's there.
depending
Yeah.
if someone will go defenseman before forward, like there's always that one guy in your draft that thinks he's smarter than everybody else and goes heavy on defense.
So let's play a game. Let me play a little game show with you guys here.
Go ahead.
Okay, I'm going to ask you both this simultaneously. Celebrini or Draisaitl?
Draisaitl.
Draisaitl.
Celebrini or Kucherov?
Kucherov.
Kuch.
That's
But this is redraft, right?
redraft. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're talking
Well,
about
obviously,
redraft
Dynasty
here.
you're taking.
Dynasty, you're taking Celebrini any day of the week there.
It's still a 20-point difference between him and Kuch last year.
I don't want to sound silly.
15.
Celebrini or Kaprizov? Would you consider Kaprizov around that
Yeah, for
level?
sure.
Yeah,
7,
for sure.
8?
Celebrini.
So I think that's where the cutoff is,
Yeah,
right?
I think that's where you're starting to
It's
put Celebrini in the
yeah,
conversation.
McDavid, McKinnon,
I didn't want to say Makar
Draisaitl,
because-
Kuch, and then Celebrini, probably 5 unless you're taking a defenseman, right?
Well, okay, so in most of the redrafts that we've looked at, like Makar is going around 6, 7.
Yeah, always.
We just wanted to say 6, 7.
6, 7. Makar's going around that area, so I didn't want to compare him to a defenseman. I wanted to compare him to another forward, so that's why I went Kaprizov there. But yeah, I mean, I think that's around the cutoff for Celebrini. So that part is going to be interesting.
Can I add something? So then
yeah,
you guys
please.
would take him over Matthews, Pasternak,
Well, Matthews, I think, has dropped severely.
Jack Hughes.
Jack Hughes,
Right, because that's the next tier. That's the next tier. So he's clearly
Yeah,
the
he's
tier
clearly
before.
in the tier before. Yeah, I agree with that. He should be gone in the top 7, 8 of any draft. Will Smith is somebody that a lot of GMs have a lot of hope for because he showed that he's got some serious talent in the NHL. And last year, he ended up with 59 points in his sophomore season, 70-point pace. I mean, Vince, didn't you say sophomores are supposed to be horrible?
Yeah, they're supposed to be off years, but for Will Smith, it was a much better year. He got more comfortable in the NHL. It helped that he played with a player who got 115 points in Macklin Celebrini. But I think his transition went very well from first year to second year. There was no hitting a wall. He played only 69 games. He got injured, but I mean, he put up the points. He put up 24 goals, 35 assists, 64% in power play time, time on ice 18 minutes, which means the coaches trust. Because let's not forget, San Jose didn't finish bottom 5. Like, San Jose got eliminated from the playoffs with 2 games left in the season. Like, they were still battling up there. So the coach had enough confidence in putting out Will Smith there that he wouldn't hurt them defensively, which is phenomenal for a 21-year-old.
What really stands out to me from Will Smith is from his rookie year to his sophomore year, he increased his shots on goal from 1.7 a game to 2.4
Yeah.
and maintained a 14% shooting percentage.
3 minutes
So-
more time on ice, about 2.5 minutes more time on ice.
So shooting more, but not affecting his
Percentage.
his efficiency. So it's very, very promising, especially for a guy who was considered a playmaker.
Well, the next 3 people that we have is supporting cast in tier 3, and all 3 of them are promising. I'm very surprised that we have 3 of the youngest players on the team as supporting cast. We begin with our DPR darling, who we drafted first overall in Michael Misa last year.
Breakout.
Breakout. Somebody that I traded McKinnon for, or part of the package I got back, is Ivar Stenberg. So I'm very high on him. And we have Igor Chernyshov, who Vince is going to be taking in the top 3 picks of this year's LPHL draft. These are 3 young players that we obviously have a lot of hope for and a lot of trust in to be able to break out. What can you tell me about any of those 3 players, Junior?
I'll go with Michael Misa. I'll leave Chernyshov for Vince. But what I liked about Misa last year, if I can just pull it up, I had it. But anyways, the second half of this, like obviously he was hurt to start the year, so it was very slow start. But he managed 18 points in his last 38 games. Nothing too crazy, but he got better and better as the season went on. And I expect him to start the season healthy and to come out flying, especially with the additions they made of Sherwood last year and Marchman. They're kind of balancing out a little bit. Might create a bit more room for him, a little less pressure. So especially having Ivar Stenberg too, you kind of almost forget about Misa, which I think is fantastic for him. So I expect a big season from Misa this year.
Yeah, Stenberg, we all have to remember he's 18 years old. He did play in a league with man, but it's still the NHL. We're gonna have to give him a bit more time to adapt. I do not think they're gonna throw him to the fire in the top 6. I think that he'll be playing more like with players that can protect him in the Sherwood, the Marchment, someone like that. I do believe Chernyshov will be the one that's playing on that first line because of his chemistry with Celebrini towards in the 28 games he played. I mean, he got 19 points in 28 games, had real good chemistry with Celebrini. So out of these 3 young guys, I'm expecting more from Chernyshov than Misa and Stenberg. Misa, young, developing. He'll be a star, but he's still young. Like the NHL is not a puppy league. It's you need to work. You need to get adapted to what it does.
Yeah,
His most common line mates were Celebrini and Chernyshov.
all right. And
Sorry, we're Celebrini. Sorry, he is Chernyshov.
the next tier that we have is tier 4 streamers. And here we're talking about players that you're probably not drafting, but you will have on your team at some point during the year, especially in case of injury or in case of a hot streak. And that's Tyler Toffoli, Colin Graff, and Mason Marchment. Junior, why these 3 guys, and what makes you think that they are worth a streaming spot?
I think Marchment, everywhere he went, he showed that he can put up goals and usually plays top 6. His problem is staying healthy. So I foresee him being a streamer. If he stays healthy, he could possibly be a supporting cast because of the number of goals he could score. Tyler Toffoli, you see, like last year, Graff and Toffoli would have probably been supporting cast. But I think with Ivar Stenberg and the boost we expect Misa to have and Chernyshov coming in full time, I think guys like Toffoli and Graff are the ones who are going to pay the price in terms of opportunity.
That's interesting, yeah, because Graff is somebody that a lot of dynasty leagues are very high on, with very good reason. Vince, what do you believe that?
I same thing as Junior. I think Tyler Toffoli is lucky if he'll be a streamer this year. I mean, his bread and butter was the power play. Now, is there space for him on that power play with all these young players coming in? So I think he'll be a lesser streamer. I think Graff and Marchman have a chance, especially if you count hits, block shots in your league. I think they could be a good pickup at some point in the year, especially if there's some injuries that hit the younger players in San Jose.
Okay, very quickly, let's play a game. Who's the top power play? Celebrini. I have the easy one. Go.
Chernyshov.
You think Chernyshov is going to be on top power play?
Yeah.
I doubt that very much.
Will Smith for sure.
Will Smith for sure. I agree with that. Who's the 4th guy?
I'll give you who I think the defenseman is going to be.
Do it.
I think it's going to be Cagnoli.
Cagnoni can run a power play. He is offensive enough to do that.
I think he's going to be the guy that goes there.
I wonder if they start with Orlov just to give him that little vet boost there, but then they switch it to Cagnoni pretty fast.
It'll depend on how efficient they are in preseason or in training camp.
Yeah, and that's where it's going to be interesting because, like, who's the net front guy? Maybe it's Sherwood. If he's on
Sherwood, Marchman.
right? I mean,
Do they put Misa?
Someone to
do they try to split that power play in 2?
Wenberg?
There's a lot of options. I don't know about Wenberg. Stenberg maybe. But there's a lot of options. I just don't know exactly what it's going to look like. And I think that's what the whole interesting part. I think guarantees is Celebrini, Will Smith for sure, right off the bat. And then the rest is really up in the air.
I'm curious to see Chernyshov, how much power play time he got when he did play.
I have it here.
So about a minute.
A minute 12, like
But the last, when they were trying to make the playoffs, he only got 50 seconds of power play time on ice. But again, that's last year, right?
yeah.
We'll see.
And they're
25% of the power play.
But
only.
there's the 2 minutes and 55 that Eklund was getting, right? Who's
That's
not
right.
there anymore.
They're gonna need to replace
someone
that.
needs to replace that one. Who is it gonna be? The good thing about San Jose is they have options.
Oh yeah,
Now
I have a feeling it's going to be Misa.
we'll see.
yeah. It's very possible because again, if we're talking pure talent, Misa, Stenberg,
They're all there.
They're all there.
They're all there. So it's gonna be really, really interesting. So this San Jose team is gonna be really fun to
a
watch.
lot of fun to watch.
Yeah,
a lot of
this
fun
year
to
I
watch.
think
Late night games. All right, Junior. A word from our sponsor.
It all comes down to this. Will Luca Cagnoni take the reins of Powerplay 1 for the San Jose Sharks? We shall see. The DraftKings Sportsbook app is now available in all 50 states and includes all markets. Sweat every shift of the series all in one place with one app. New DraftKings customers sign up with code THPN. Spend $5 to get $200 in rewards within 21 days. That's code THPN. In partnership with DraftKings, the crown is yours.
Gambling problem? Call.
With DK Sportsbook. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 1-800-MY-RESET. New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY. Connecticut, call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino in Kansas, that text pass-through may apply in Illinois. 21 and over. Void in Ontario. Event contract trading with DraftKings Predictions involves risk of loss. Sportsbook bonus bets expire in 7 days. $50 in Predictions dollars issued weekly for 3 weeks expire in 1 year. Redeem one non-withdrawable reward. Availability varies. Predictions offer void in New York. Ends June 28. Terms at dkng.co/audio.
All right. Well, the goaltending tiers here are going to be very interesting for the San Jose Sharks because we have another 3 goalies. It's a 3 goalie tandem, maybe, but I think the most important goalie that they have is Yaroslav Askarov, who is a 24-year-old goalie. He's already 24.
Yeah.
He's already 24. Come on. He's going to be the games played starter, but he splits the net with Alex Nedeljkovic last year. So we'll see. And Eric Comrie, comes in as the third guy. I wonder what the split will be this year. Junior, can you tell me who we should be rostering on San Jose?
Probably just Askarov. Look, his numbers weren't great. I don't think I feel comfortable drafting Askarov in a redraft league. I'm still not sure. Like, there's a lot of turnaround on that decor. That's regardless of how good these players might be or we think they'll be. Having all those guys come in and, learn a new system, might not play on the right as they're used to or on the left. Like, I think it's a lot to ask for from a decor, but they're veterans, so maybe they figure it out. But Askarov's going to need them to figure it out fast because last year you saw what a weak decor didn't go so good. His numbers were pretty bad. 287 goals against average. 360 goals against average, sorry. 360.
Nedeljkovic was actually the better goalie in goals against average and save percentage last year.
Yeah, and Askarov's the better goalie, right? But just, it's hung out to dry, I think.
I think with Askarov, the important thing is the redefined defense in front of him being a contract year for him also. We always see it when it's contract year for players, they tend to rise their game, so raise their game. So I see his numbers being better than this, but like Junior said, it's a lot of turnaround on that defense. So how fast can they get together and the chemistry get well that can help Askarov be a better goalie?
Yeah, well, I mean, his goals saved above expected are minus 18.9, which is not good. And on the same team, Alex Nedeljkovic, who only played 7 games less, had a minus 1.2. So I think that's a lot to do with growing pains as a young goalie in the NHL, not having a good decor in front of you, and maybe having a little bit more of that mental gap in you don't have the experience to make up for it type thing or keep yourself level-headed during that. And Nedeljkovic does have that experience. So maybe that's what the difference is. I think this year we might see a reverse of those numbers. But we'll see. I mean, both of these goalies could be rosterable if you need a streamer. I just don't know if you want Askarov to be your number one goalie going into a season, right?
Can't rely on him.
That's right. Moving on to their prospect list, and this team, unlike
Holy
the
moly.
Edmonton Oilers, has a plethora. You like that word? Plethora.
Yeah, you brought your thesaurus
of
today.
prospects. Let's start with some of the ones that we will likely see this year, which is Ivar Stenberg and Luca Cagnoni. And then guys we're probably not going to see this year, which is Quentin Musty, Jeremy Lin.
Jesus, man.
Jeremy Lin. You know Jaromir Jagr?
Yeah, of course.
Jeremy Lin.
Yeah, Jaromir, not Jeremy.
Yeah, whatever. Jeremy Lin, Christian Verhoff, and Joshua Ravensbergen. Ravensbergen is a 19-year-old goalie who I'm very high on, but he's still quite a ways away. Luca Cagnoni, Vince says, is going to be a power play one
I
guy
think
most
so.
likely
This year, yeah.
This year, so that's a really big prospect that you could. And he has the offense. He's just smaller in stature, and hasn't really done enough NHL games.
The thing with San Jose and these prospects is because they already have a full lineup, they have time to have these prospects develop and don't have to rush. I mean, Cagnoni is 22 and his first year in the NHL will be this year, so it's not rushing prospects.
In 5 years from now, I think Victor Nuno pretty much said it. It's going to be
Jeremy
Jeremy Lin.
Yeah, exactly.
That has
Something
the
to
power
watch.
play one. So something to watch. Any of these guys you want to talk about?
Well, what stands out to me in looking at the Dauber prospects, Frozen Tools here, Dauber Sports, excuse me, they have high upsides, but their certainty, NHL certainty, is pretty high too. So like Ivar Stenberg's upside is 9.5, his certainty is 9.5. Michael Misa, 9.5 upside, 9 certainty. Even Musty, 9.5 upside according to Dauber. 7.5 certainty. So NHL certainty a little lower, but still 7.5. It's pretty impressive. Graf Chernyshov, 9, 8 NHL certainty, an upside of 8. Dickinson, did you see that one? 10 for upside, 10 for NHL certainty. Sam Dickinson. So look, they've got and the same goes for Cagnoni, Verhoff. They're 8 and up, 9 and up. It's very impressive what they have so far, and it's only going to get better, man.
Yeah, they've built quite a pipeline, right? Wow. Like it's amazing, and this team is I don't know. I'll save it for my bold predictions later, but I'm kind of interested in to see how this team does this year. Let's talk about our cap leagues, because there are some contracts here that we are very excited about. Best bang for buck contracts on the San Jose Sharks that have,
not counting ELCs.
I mean,
there's a few of those.
We could talk about Ivar Stenberg, Michael Misa, Chernyshov, Will Smith, Celebrini are all still on their ELCs. So, I mean...
you're right, he is.
For a Pebble League.
Oh, so this is wrong. Sorry about that.
Celebrini, though, has signed a massive $18.8 million contract, but it's not this year, guys.
No,
that's
next
starting
year.
next year.
Yeah.
So, and rightfully so, probably the highest paid player in that when that starts.
I don't think they have any, they have really good contracts when it comes to their ELCs, but I don't think they have any.
How do we like Colin Graff, who just recently signed 3 years, 4.25 AAV?
It's nice,
If
but
he manages to be a supporting cast, it's good. If he stays as a streamer, it's
not so good.
not
So,
as. I mean, it's not something that will really hurt you.
Yeah.
But it's not something. I was curious about him in what's it called? and lose pucks.
Well, like Tyler Toffoli has 2 more years at 6. If he's not playing in the top 6, $6 million is a lot for a third liner, right?
Exactly.
Maybe not so much anymore, but Alex Wenberg, $6 million for the next 3 years.
That's a guy who's going to fall off this year.
He's going to fall off a little bit. I mean, Misa's going to take over, or Will Smith could play center also. Celebrini is obviously the top line center. So I don't know if Wenberg keeps that second line position going. We could talk about bad contracts. I mean, Trouba, $8.25 million. You're paying for defense only. You're not paying for any offense there.
At least they limited the number of years to 4.
They limited the years to 4. Yeah, exactly. And by then, I'm pretty sure Lynn's going to be with a big club. Darnell Nurse, $9.25 million for 4 more years. I mean, that's a bad contract, but again,
They're not fantasy.
This team has so many ELCs that they were able to afford this kind of gamble on these players who hit a lot. You know that they're going to be tougher to play against because these guys are in the locker room. So I could understand. I see the vision here by Greer that's showing us that he wants to be tougher to play against and surrounding these ELC young players with veterans that have been around for a long time. So although these contracts are bad in San Jose's world, sandbox, whatever, they're really not that bad.
No, exactly.
I would even say Askarov at $2 million is a great contract.
Especially if you can stash him in your league, because you don't want him to start. But if if their defense and everything kind of comes together this year and you stashed him, that's pretty good at $2 million.
Well, in Pebble, I could see me starting an Askarov at $2 million if they're playing Chicago or something like that.
I mean, in Pebble, if there's 4 games, you not see everybody taking Celebrini, Smith, Chernisov, Stenberg. Like, these are players that can make the rotation in the Pebble League once we get that started.
Yeah, that's very true. Don't give out all the secrets right away. Guys, let's finish off the episode. We have 2 segments left. Let's start with our award-winning game show, the PB Jeopardy. That doesn't sound very good. I'm going to work on that, all right? Junior, why don't you talk to me about PB Jeopardy? What category are you taking between must draft, draft if value drops, late round flyer, watch list, avoid at all costs, and breakout candidate of the year? Junior.
I'm going with must draft. I think in all leagues, Igor Chernyshov is a must draft. Top line minutes, playing with the best player on the team, 100-point player, best player on the team, by the way. Should probably get to Powerplay 1, if not right away at some point. 19 points last year in 28 games. This guy is going to have all the opportunity in the world, and he's good enough to take advantage of it. So give me Chernyshov as a must draft this year.
Vince.
I had a must draft, but we'll go with avoid all cost. I think Wenberg. I think even though he's slated as a number 2 centerman, I don't see him lasting as a number 2 centerman on this team. I feel there's either Smith that can push down to number 2 centerman or Misa move up to number 2. So I think avoid all costs. I think it's Wenberg.
All right. And I'm going to go with a possible watch list candidate. And you know what? I could have said late round flyer. And you know what? I'll change it to late round flyer. I'm going to go Luca Cagnoni. I don't think it's guaranteed that he's the top power play guy. But if he is, wow, what value if you could get him in the late rounds. This is a player that, we'll see if he stays in the NHL the whole year. But if he gets that deployment, late round flyer on Luca Cagnoni, I can't think of anything better really, or better position for him to be in.
I have him in LPHL, but I'm worried he's not gonna. He
know.
got a little bit of an opportunity last year and didn't show much. A very, very small.
I'll take him for a 6th-round pick if you want.
This guy.
Look, we're gonna see what the camps show, right? What training camp shows,
exactly.
what
Contract year, by the way.
Because we're also forgetting they also have Sam Dickinson that can play.
Well, of course. And
PP1,
Orlov
right?
got 40 plus points last year.
I mean, yeah.
No, 37. Sorry.
bold prediction time.
Ooh,
The award-winning
baby.
segment. This is not San Jose winning the first overall pick. I don't know what was our bold predictions last year for San Jose. Do you remember any of it?
Oh my gosh, yes.
I think I had Celebrini at 115 points. I don't know.
Yeah, right. You know what I had?
What?
I had what's his first name? Not Stewart, but the other Skinner. I had him scoring 25 goals.
Oh, Jeff.
Jeff Skinner. I had Jeff Skinner was
on
scoring
that
25
team.
goals.
Thank God nobody listens to you last year.
Yeah, I forget what you guys had. I
knows?
listened to it.
Nobody listens to this. All right.
Stop it.
Vince, why don't you go first?
I'm
Bold
gonna
prediction.
I'm gonna piggyback off of what your late round flyer was, and I think Cagnoni 50 points this year.
50.
Wow.
I think if Orlov could have gotten 37 points on a PP1, there's no reason that Cagnoni playing second line on second pairing defensively with Orlov, he'll be the offensive defenseman. And if he gets that PP1, obviously it's bold because he needs that PP1. Without that PP1,
50 is nuts.
Uh,
yeah, I know, but without that
If you would have said
PP1,
40, I would have been like, wow, that's impressive.
without that PP1, he's not gonna get there. But I do believe he'll get a crack at it, and yeah, so that's mine.
Well, somebody's going to crack you. All right.
Oh,
Junior,
Yes, sir.
your bold prediction, sir.
My bold prediction is Mason Marchment will score 35 goals.
Ooh, that's a lot.
That's a lot, but he scored 19 and 68 last year, 22 and 62 the year before. I think if he finally stays healthy on a team like San Jose, I think he can squeeze in as the net front presence on Powerplay 1. I mean, look, it's a bold prediction for a reason. It's going to take a lot for it to happen. But if all the stars align, this guy's scoring 35 goals this year.
All right. I'm going to go with San Jose
To win the cup.
makes it to the playoffs, but that's not that bold. They also win round one on the back of Macklin Celebrini, who goes absolutely ham and destroys the Edmonton Oilers.
Wow, you're even saying the opponent. Is
That's my
that the
bold
beginning of the end of Connor McDavid in Edmonton?
I think that's what does it.
I'm the captain now, says Macklin Celebrini.
All right, ladies and gentlemen.
that was a little rough.
That was perfect. He Celebrini is the captain of the future captain
Captain
of Team
Canada.
Actually, he was the captain of Team Canada.
In the World Championships?
Yeah, World Championships. Crosby didn't take it away from him when he joined. So yeah, I mean, guys, comment, give us some feedback here. What do you guys think
Yeah,
is
tell
going to
Nick how
happen?
crazy he is.
A big thank you to our sponsors one more time, Sportira, A&C Photo Booths. If you tell them that we sent you, you're going to get a discount, even better price.
That's right.
Patisserie, Boulangerie, Italia,
I salivate just hearing their name.
and some of the best red pizza, by the way.
By the way, there's a festival for those of you in Montreal. There's a festival going on right now in that area, and they have specialty dishes or servings as we speak. So go check it out. There's a lot of
And then go to the gym after.
salivating options,
Yeah. All right, guys.
including like a Nutella pistachio pizza or something.
You're killing
Oh
me.
my
You're
god!
killing me.
Okay.
You're killing me here. We go after.
With a nice cold coffee on the side,
There you go.
we're on fire. One-stop
midnight.
shop,
They're
guys.
open, no?
Buy a dozen paninis for the week, some
Guys.
cold cuts. I'm
Guys.
hungry. We order something.
Guys. Quick dad joke.
You remembered.
I remembered.
Go.
What's lighter, a gallon of water or a gallon of lighter fluid?
I don't know.
A gallon of lighter fluid?
It is lighter.
Oh my god.
Have a good night, peeps. That was good, Nick.